Hello students, in this video we will be solving Mathematics Syllabus D, Paper 1 from October-November 2018, Variant 2. And calculator is not permitted in this paper. Now let's look into the first question. It says 1 over 8 plus 2 over 5. So if I do the LCM, this will become 40 and 1 5s are 5 and 2 8s are 16. That will give me 21 over 40. Next question. Evaluate 0.04 times 0.11. If I just think of the number 4 and 11, so 4 times 11 will give me 44. Since the decimal is placed 2 digits before over here, similarly for 11, the decimal is placed 2 digits before. So the final answer will have the decimal will be placed 4 digits before. Question number 2. 200 grams of a spice cost 85 cents. Find the cost in dollars of 1 kilogram of this spice. So we need to find the cost for 1 kilogram of this spice. So I'm considering the unknown, which is the cost, to be x, and I'm using proportion method to find the cost. So x over 85, so x is representing 1 kilogram. So I have converted the kilogram into grams, which is 1000, and 85 cents is the cost of 200 grams of spice. So they have been put accordingly. So therefore x will be equal to 1000 times 85 over 200. So x is equals to 5 times 85, because 200 times 5 will give you 1000, and 85 times 5 is 425. So in dollars, we need to answer this in dollars. This value is in cents. So in dollars, if I need to convert it, I just have to divide it with 100, because 100 cents is equal to $1. So that will give you 4.25. Next question. You are given that 60 is to x is equal to 3 is to 2. This can be written as 60 over x equals 3 over 2. So if I do cross multiplication, this will become 60 times 2 equals to 3x. 60 times 2 is 120, which is equals to 3x. So x will be 120 over 3, which is 40. Question number 3. Y is inversely proportional to x. Given that y is 30 when x is 1/3. Find y when x is equal to 5. So we can write this as y is equals to k over x, where k is the constant, since y is inversely proportional to x. Now we can substitute the known values, that is y is 30 when x is 1/3. That will give you the value of k. So k will be equal to 30 times 1/3, which is 10. So now you can rewrite the equation as y equals to 10 over x. And now we need to find what will be the value of y when x equals to 5. So y should be 10 over 5. Therefore, y is equals to 2. Next question, number 4. Arrange these fractions in order, starting with the smallest. So we have these fractions, and if you look closely into the denominator, all are factors of the number 100. So my approach to this question was converting all the fractions and having 100 in the denominator. So in order to get 100 in the denominator of this fraction, I need to multiply 20 with both the numbers. That will give me 80 over 100. Then we have 9 over 10. If I multiply both of them by 10, this will give you 90 over 100. And if I multiply both of these numbers by 5, it will give you 85 over 100. 17 times 5 is 85. Similarly, I need to multiply both of these numbers with 4 to get 100 in the denominator, and that will make the numerator 84. And for this fraction, if I multiply both the numbers with 2, I will get 82 over 100. Now I can clearly observe which one is the smallest. So I have listed these fractions accordingly. this being the smallest, 80 over 100, because this has the lowest number in the numerator compared to all others. But in the answer, you need to make sure that you're providing the fractions which has been provided in the question. So this is 80 over 100, so this was 4 over 5. Then the smallest one will be 41 over 50. Then we have 21 over 25. Then we have 17 over 20. And then we have 9 over 10. Question number 5. Simplify 4c minus 3 within brackets 2c minus 5. So this will become 4c minus 6c plus 15. Double negative will give you a positive. So this will eventually become minus 2c plus 15, which we can rewrite as 15 minus 2c. Now we need to factorize 8 minus 10y plus 12x minus 15xy. So if I take 2 common from both of these numbers, then I will have 4 minus 5y within brackets. And if I take 3x common from both of them, I will get again 4 minus 5y within brackets. So this will be my factorization. It will be 2 plus 3x and 4 minus 5y. Question number 6. We are provided with the function f of x is equals to 2x plus 5 over 3x. We need to find the value of f of minus 2. So we simply just need to substitute the value of minus 2 in x, and that will be 2 within brackets minus 2 plus 5 over 3 within brackets minus 2, which will eventually give you, this will become 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and we have a positive 5, so it will be 5 minus 4, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So that will eventually give you 1 over negative 6. Now they're asking us to find the inverse of f. So this was the original equation. Now I'm considering f of x to be y. So I can write it as y is equals to 2x plus 5 over 3x. My objective is now to make x the subject of this equation. Here we have y as the subject. So in order to do that, I'm multiplying 3x with y. That will become 3xy equals to 2x plus 5. Then I'm bringing all the x on the left hand side, and then it becomes 3xy minus 2x equals to 5. If I take x common from both of them, I will have 3y minus 2 within brackets. That will be equal to 5. So now I can say x is equals to 5 over 3y minus 2. Therefore, f inverse of x, what we need to do, we just simply need to switch the variables. Now f inverse of x will be equal to 5 over 3x minus 2. So that should be your inverse. Question number 7. In a group of 35 people, 22 are wearing spectacles, 10 are wearing a hat, 6 are wearing spectacles and a hat. By drawing a Venn diagram or otherwise, find the number of people who are wearing neither spectacles nor a hat. So first we need to look at the common. So 6 people are wearing both spectacles and the hat. So that means there will be an intersection between the two circles. So this is the common number 6, and it says 22 are wearing spectacles. That means there will be 16 outside over here, and the total 16 plus 6 is 22. And then we have 10 wearing a hat. So that means if I have 4 over here, that will give you 6 plus 4, which is 10. So the complete circle which represents hat has the number 10 within it. Last but not the least, we also have to make sure that we have got all the people within this diagram. The total number of people in this question were 35. Okay, so 35 minus all the values that we have put inside the circle, we need to take it away, and then we are left with the number 9. So that means 9 people does not wear a spectacle or a hat. Hence, the total number of people within the diagram is 35. Question number 8. The diagram shows part of a figure that has a rotational symmetry of order 4 about the point O. complete the figure. So this was actually the question, and this is the answer that has been drawn already. So since they're asking to have a rotational symmetry of order 4, that means if I divide 360, which is a complete circle, by 4, I will get 90. So at every 90-degree interval, I will be having the same shape. Next question. In the diagram, 6 small squares are shaded. Shade one more small square to give a diagram that has exactly one line of symmetry. So if I shade this tile, then as you can see, if the line of symmetry is drawn diagonally from this point to this point, then you will have a line of symmetry because of having this square shaded. Question number 9. P is equal to 10 times 10 to the power negative 6 and Q is equal to 2 times 10 to the power 11. Evaluate the following, giving your answers in standard form. So P times Q should be 8 times 10 to the power negative 6 times 2 times 10 to the power 11. So if I multiply 8 and 2, that will give me 16. And since it's getting multiplied and we have the same number over here, that means we can add these powers. So it will be 10 to the power minus 6 plus 11, which should give you 10 to the power 5. But we also need to answer in standard form, and this is not standard form yet. In standard form, the decimal is placed right after the first digit. So in order to have the decimal over here, we need to increase the power by 1. So it will be 1.6 times 10 to the power 6. Then we have P divided by Q. So this will be 8 times 10 to the power negative 6 over 2 times 10 to the power 11. That should give you 2 4s are 8. And since there is a division over here, we need to subtract these powers because these numbers are the same. So it will be 10 to the power minus 6 minus 11, which should give you 4 times 10 to the power minus 17, and that is your final answer. Then we have cube root of P, which is cube root of 8 times 10 to the power negative 6. Cube root is basically a power of 1/3. I can also rewrite 8 as 2 cube, and this will be 10 to the power minus 6. And if I now take away the brackets and multiply the power with both the powers inside, this will become 2 to the power 3 times 1/3 times 10 to the power minus 6 times 1/3. So this will be 3 times 1 is 3, so this will be just 2, and this will become 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, so this will be 10 to the power negative 2. By writing each number correct to two significant figures, estimate the value of this. So since we need to correct it to two significant figure, that means we need to look at the third number for every values over here. For this number, the third value is 1. Since it's less than 5, this number 2 will not change, and so this will be 1200. For this one, the third number is 9, which is more than 5. So this will change to 30. So eventually this will become 300. And we have again 24.73. So the third number is 7, which is more than 5. So this will change to 25. Now we know that 3 4s are 12. So 300 times 4 should be 1200. So we have 4 in the numerator, and square root of 25 should be 5. So that is 4 over 5 now. Then we can write it as 0.8. And this happened, if I multiply both the numbers by 2, I will get 8 over 10. So 8 over 10 is 0.8. Question number 11. Here are the first 5 terms of a sequence. So these are the numbers. Write down the next 2 terms. If we look closely, then we can see that the numerators are increasing by the number 4, and also the denominator is increasing by the number 4. So that means the next two terms should be, this will be 19 plus 4, which is 23, and this will become 20 plus 4, which is 24. Similarly, this will become 23 plus 4, which is 27, and 24 plus 4, which is 28. Next, it's given the kth term is 1199 over 1200. We need to find k. Since this is a part of this question, that means we need to look again into this sequence and understand what we are required to find. For this, we are observing the denominator, and we know that the denominator is increasing by 4. If I consider the denominator, the term for the denominator is 4n, because the nth term is increasing by 4. So 4n is 1200. So n is 300. That means k should be 300, and the 300 term will be 1199 over 1200. Next question, find an expression in terms of n for the nth term. So for this, we already know that the denominator is increasing by 4n. Also, for the numerator, we just need to do a bit of calculation, and for that we need to think of the formula for arithmetic progression. And the arithmetic progression states that first term plus n minus 1 times the common difference will give you the nth term. So our first term for this is 3, and then we have n minus 1, and the common difference between each of these numbers is 4. So if you simplify, you will get 4n minus 1. That means the numerator is increasing by this format 4n minus 1, and the denominator is increasing by 4n. Question number 12. Each interior angle of a regular polygon is 175. Find the number of sides in the polygon. As we know that a regular polygon has all the sides equal. So the formula for each interior angle of a regular polygon is n minus 2 over n times 180. That gives us each interior angle, but that has been already provided in the question. We just need to figure out how many sides are there. So if I simplify this equation, this will become 180 times n is 180n, 180 times 2 is 360, and if I cross multiply n with 175, that will become 175n. So if I bring all the n on the left hand side, this will become 5n equals 360. So n should be 360 over 5, and if I do the division by this method, I will get 72. So that means there are 72 sides of this polygon. Question number 13. The scale diagram shows two islands at A and B. The scale is given 2 centimeter to 1 kilometer. Write the scale 2 centimeter to 1 kilometer in the form 1:n. So you need to understand, when they are stating that we need to write it in this form 1:n, there is no units in this ratio. So that means if I have the common units on both sides, then I can get rid of them. So 2 centimeter is representing 1 kilometer. To convert this into centimeter, I first need to convert it to meters, and that can happen by multiplying with 1000. And if I multiply again with 100, then I'm converting from meters to centimeters. So this will eventually become 2 centimeter is equivalent to 100,000 centimeter according to the scale. So if 2 centimeter is 100,000, that means 1 centimeter should be 50,000. And Now we can divide both sides by centimeter and I will get 1 is to 50,000. By measurement, find the bearing of B from A. So when it says from A, that means we have to have the bearing over here. And if you use a protractor, you will get this to be around 286 degree. Then it says an island at sea is on the northern side of AB. That means it's on the top. It is 3 km from A and 2.5 km from B. Use a ruler and a pair of compasses to construct triangle ABC. For this, what you need to do, you need to measure 3 km with the compass, and since it says it is 3 km from A, that means you need to draw an arc from A having the length of 3 centimeter, which is this. And from B, it says 2.5 kilometer. So this will be, you need to draw an arc from B with the length of 2.5. And of course, you need to maintain this scale ratio. So in order to draw in the form of this scale, since 2 centimeter is 1 kilometer, and if I need to understand what will be 3 kilometer in centimeters for this specific scale, I'm considering the unknown to be x. So it will be x over 2, which is equal to 3 over 1. So 2 centimeter is 1 kilometer, and we need to figure this out. What will this give for 3 kilometer? So that will be 6 centimeter. X is 6 centimeter, and for this 2.5 kilometer in scale, I'm considering that to be y. So y over 2 is equal to 2.5 over 1. So that means y should be 5 centimeter. So in kilometers, I'm representing this as 2.5, which is actually 5 centimeter, and this one is 6 centimeter. Question number 14. The diagram shows a triangular prism. The measurements are in centimeters. On the grid below, complete the accurate drawing of a net of the prism. Do not draw outside the grid. So the black lines were already given in the question paper. So in order to draw the net, what you need to do, if you look into the net diagram, which was already provided in the question, it had 3 units and 4 units, which are this side and this side. So the 5 unit is missing. That means it will be on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have only one side of the cross section. The other side will be over here, which is symmetrical. And that should be the net diagram for the prism. Then it says find the total surface area of the prism. That means we need to add all these individual areas to get the total surface area. So since we have 2 triangles over here, I can say 2 times half in times base times height. So the base is 4 and the height is 3. And we have a square over here, which is 4 times 4. And then we have a rectangle, which is 4 times 3. And we have a rectangle over here, which is 4 times 5. That should give you 60. Question number 15. Each week, Henry records the number of units of gas used in his house and the mean temperature outside. 10 of his results are shown in the table. On the grid, complete the scatter diagram. The first 5 results have been plotted for you. So these were plotted. The x, this is the x coordinate. We have the mean temperature in the x-axis and the number of units in the y-axis. So naturally this is x and y. And usually in such tables, the top row usually have the x values. So these are already plotted. We need to plot these coordinates. And the plotted coordinates will be these blue ones. Then it says, what type of correlation does your scatter diagram show? So since the coordinates are high over here in the y-axis. They have higher values over here and lower on this side. That means we have a negative correlation. Then it says draw a line of best fit on the grid. So this is the line of best fit which can go through these points, between these points, and then we have use your line of best fit to estimate the number of units used for 1 week when the mean temperature outside is 7.6. So we need to first find 7.6 in the x-axis, and in the x-axis all the boxes, all these individual boxes have a value of zero point 0.2. So this will be 7.2, 7.4 and 7.6. So this is 7.6, and on the y-axis all these individual boxes has a value of 20. So this should be 20. So this is 420. So the answer is 420. Question number 16. Find the possible values of x given that x is an integer and 2x minus 3 lies between 15 and 22. Now if I split this equation and turn it to this, 2x minus 3 is greater than 15 and 2x minus 3 is less than 22. Then I can see that x is greater than 9 and x is less than 12.5. So since 9 is not inclusive because it says x is greater than 9, and if we draw a number line, we can see that 12.5 must lie somewhere over here, and the integer value, which are the possible values of x, should be 10, 11 and 12, because 10, 11 and 12 is greater than 9 but less than 12.5. Question number 17. Bag A contains 3 black and 2 white beads. Bag B contains 2 black and 4 white beads. A bead is chosen at random from bag A and placed in bag B. A bead is then chosen at random from bag B. We need to complete the tree diagram. So this is the probability for the situation that is already given in the question. So initially bag B had 2 black beads out of 6. So the fraction was 2 over 6. But now since we are considering that the bead is chosen at random from bag A and is placed in bag B, that means both the numerator and the denominator has already increased by 1. The total number of beads will then become 7, which is already given in the question. And since I'm bringing in a black bead from bag A, and in bag B it was initially just 2, the numerator will become 3. So that means the white bead should be 4 over 7. And always remember that the total value of these two probabilities should always be equal to 1. For this diagram, we have 2 over 5 in the as the white bead in bag A. Similarly, when I'm bringing over a white bead, it will become 5 over 7. Initially, it was 4 over 6. There were 4 white beads out of 6. But because of bringing one white over here, the numerator will increase and the denominator will also increase by 1. So it will become 5 over 7. Therefore, this one will become 2 over 7. Then it says, find the probability that a black bead is taken from bag B. So, probability of getting a black bead from bag B will be 3 over 5 times 3 over 7, or which is plus 2 over 5 and then 2 over 7, because eventually I should get a black bead from back B. And if I simplify it, this will become 9 over 35 and this will be 4 over 35, which gives you 13 over 35. Question number 18. In the diagram, A, B, C, D, and E lie on the circle. AB is parallel to ED, AB is 62, CD is 127, and BAC is 40. We need to find X. So I'm stating that X is equals to CAE, angle CAE. So this angle is equal to this angle CAE. And the reason behind this is angles subtended by an arc in the same segment of a circle are equal. So this is the arc which is subtending all these angles to the circumference. And because of this, all of them are equal. So if I use this logic, then this angle and this angle are both getting subtended by the arc EC. Hence they are equal. And also this angle CAE plus CDE should be equal to 180. And the reason is, if you just look into the cyclic quadrilateral AEDC, this is a cyclic quadrilateral because all the points of the quadrilateral are on the circumference of the circle. Hence, it's a cyclic quadrilateral. And we know that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral adds up to 180. So in that case, CAE should be 180 minus 127, and that should give you 53. Then we need to find Y. So in order to find Y, again we are using the same logic. The angle Y is getting subtended by the arc BC. Similarly, the angle BEC is also getting subtended by the arc BC from these 2 points. Hence, Y is equals to 40. Then we need to find Z. I'm stating that 40 plus Z should be equal to 62. So, since the line ED and AB are parallel to each other, that means this whole angle 40 plus Z is equal to this angle because they are alternate. Hence, I can say 40 plus Z is equals to 62. Therefore, Z will be 22. Question number 19. In the diagram, PQ intersects LM at O. On the diagram, construct the locus of points that are equidistant from the lines PQ and LM. So, if you simply bisect the angle MOQ by first, what you need to do in order to bisect, you need to take a common length for both of these arcs, and then you need to draw another set of arcs with the same length or having the same length from these 2 points, and then you can just draw a line through it and you will get the line which is the locus of points that are equidistant from the lines PQ and LM. Then it says the locus of points that are equidistant from the point O and Q. That means from these 2 points, we simply need to draw a perpendicular bisector to get the locus of these 2 points, which are equidistant. So what you need to do, you need to take the length with your compass and draw these 2 arcs. Again, with the same length, you need to draw 2 arcs from point Q, which are these 2. And you can draw a straight line through these then you will get the locus of the points which are equidistant from the point O and Q. Question number 20. P is the point minus 3, 4. Q is the point 5, 1. M is the midpoint of PQ. Find the coordinates of M. So in order to find the midpoint, what we need to do, we simply need to use the formula x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. So for this, x1 is minus 3, x2 is 5, y1 is 4, and y2 is 1. And that will give you 1 and 2.5. So that is the midpoint. Then we need to find the gradient of PQ. So the formula for the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That should give you minus 3 over 8. Then it says R is the point minus 6, O, and O is the point 0, 0, which is the origin. Which of the points R or P is closer to the origin? Show your working. So in order to find that, what we did, we found the lengths of OP and OR. And OP, the length of OP, we know the formula to find the length is root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So we don't have to worry about x1 or y1 if we consider that to be 0, 0. So this will be minus 3 whole square, which is the x coordinate of P, and this will be 4 minus 0 or just 4 square, which is the y coordinate of P. That will give you 5. And to find OR, that will be minus 6 square plus 0 square. And that will give you 6. So that means the point P, since OP is smaller than OR, so P is closer to O. And you must show this working to explain how you found that P is closer to O. Question number 21. Evaluate 9 to the power 1 plus 9 to the power 0. 9 to the power 1 is 9 and 9 to the power 0 is just 1. So that will give you 9 plus 1, which is 10. Then we have find n, where 4 to the power n equals to 2n to the power minus 1. I can rewrite 4 to the power n as 2 to the power 2n, because 2 square is 4. And we know that when we have two powers together like this, you need to multiply, and eventually this will become 2n. Now since these two numbers are the same, this will we can just focus on the powers now. That will be 2n is equal to n minus 1. This is just the powers we're talking about. We got rid of these two numbers because they are the same now. Then I will get the value of n, which is minus 1. Question number 22. So the universal set has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the P set has 0, 1, 2, and the Q set has 0, 2. List the members of P intersecting with Q. So we need to write the common numbers between P and Q. So the common numbers are 0 and 2. Then we need to find the number of elements within P complement union Q. So this is the Venn diagram for the question. So P has got 1, 0, 2, and 0, 2 is common for both of them. And inside Q, there is nothing besides 0 and 2. So the remaining values, 3, 4, 5, 6, must be outside the circle P and Q. So in order to find the number of elements for P complement union Q, let's first focus on P complement. P complement means everything outside P. So everything outside P, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. But then it says you need to union it with Q. So if I union, then I have to also consider these two numbers. So there are 6 numbers in total for this question. Part C, it says R has uh, 2x plus y, where x is an element of P and y is an element of Q. And we know that x will be the numbers inside P, which is 0, 1, 2, and y is 0, 2, which is the circle Q. And of course, if x is 0, 1, 2, then 2x should be, you just need to multiply with all the elements inside. So it will be 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. So 2x plus y will then be, I need to add these values with these ones. So it will be 0 plus 0, and then we have to add 0 plus 2, then we need to add 2 plus 2, and then we need to add 4 plus 2. So these are the possible values which will the R set will have. Question number 23. Express 2, 1, minus 3, minus 1, 2, plus 2, 0, minus 2 as a single vector. So I can simplify it by multiplying all these numbers with the elements inside the column vector, and this will eventually become minus 3, 6, and this will become 0, minus 4. So if I add them, first we need to subtract and then we need to add. So this will become 2 double negative is positive plus 0, and 1 minus 6 plus minus will give you minus 4. So this will become 2 plus 3, which is 5, and this will be 1 minus 6 minus 4, which is minus 9. Then we need to find 2 minus 1 and 0, 3 minus 1, 1, 2 minus 3. So what I did, I wrote their dimensions first, and I got this is 1 row by 2 column, and this is 2 row by 3 column. That means my answer should have 1 by 3 as the dimension. So this will then become 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1 times 3 is minus 3, 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, and minus 1 times minus 1 is minus 1, 2 times 2 is 4, and minus 1 times minus 3 is positive 3. So simplifying it further, we get minus 3, 7, which is a which has a dimension of 1 by 3. Question number 24. A train travels between two stations starting and finishing at rest. For this journey, it accelerates uniformly from rest for the first 30 seconds until it reaches a speed of 20 meters per second. For this journey, it travels at a constant speed of 20 meters per second for the next 60 seconds. And also for this journey, it slows down uniformly for the last 20 seconds until it stops. So this is how the speed time graph will look like. We will have a coordinate over here 30 and 20, and one over here which is 90 and 20, and this will be 110 and 0. We need to calculate the distance between the stations. So that means we need to find the area of the trapezium. So that will be half times the sum of the lengths of the parallel sides and the distance between the parallel sides. So that will be half times 60 plus 110. This is 30 to 90 is 60, and we have 110 over here, and the height is 20. So that gives you 1700. Question number 25. In the diagram, ADB and ACF are straight lines. BC intersects DF at E. It is also given that AC is to CF is equal to 2 is to 1. And DB is P, B is 3Q, EC is 2Q, and AC is 3P plus 5Q. Express AB in terms of P. So AB can be written as CB minus CA, but we don't know the value of CB. We know the value of BC. So we can write CB as negative BC. Again, we don't know the value of CA. So we can rewrite it as minus AC because we know the vector of AC. AC goes in this direction. So this will be minus BC minus AC, which is AC, positive AC minus BC. AC is 3p plus 5q, which is this, and minus BC. BC was 3q plus 2q. But since we are subtracting, so 3q plus 2q will become minus 3q minus 2q. Simplifying it further, we get AB is just 3p. Then we have express CF in terms of P and or Q. So what we can do for this, first we need to write this ratio as fractions. So it will be AC over CF is equal to 2:1, and AC was 3p plus 5q. We need to find CF. Therefore, if you cross multiply, CF will eventually become 3 over 2p plus 5 over 2q. Then express EF in terms of P and or Q. So EF can be written as CF minus CE. So since we know the vector of EC, which is in this direction of course, so we can write, instead of CE, we can write it as minus EC. So this will eventually become CF plus EC. So CF is 3 by 2 P plus 5 by 2 Q plus EC is 2Q. If you simplify it, you will get 3 by 2P plus 9 over 2Q. It also says EF is equals to KDE. So we need to find this constant K. We already managed to find in part C what is EF. We just need to find DE. So DE can be DB plus BE, and DB is P and BE is 3Q. So DE will be P plus 3Q. Now we can write EF, which is this vector, and this will be DE. If I take 3 over 2 common from these two values, I will get P plus 3Q. So now I can see that we have common vectors on both sides, which is P plus 3Q. Therefore, K should be equal to 3 over 2. And that will be your final answer. That will be all for now. I will see you in the next video.